So here we are in the garden again, and we're going to just do a little planting job today, and we're going to plant these blackcurrants. And these are blackcurrant plants that they had in Aldi yesterday, and I thought I'd get a couple of plants and get some planted. Right, the gardening aspect of it is pretty simple, which is basically dig a hole, put pot in hole, cover up hole, give some water, finished. So that's all the technical expertise done with. Trying to keep these holes, the grass sods whole, because I might use them for something yet, I'm not sure. I've got a sort of plan at the back of my mind, but we'll go on to that later. So I've taken this one out in two halves with a big thumb. This is quite a sunny place, so it should be alright. I don't want to go too near the birch tree because the roots will interfere with these holes I'm digging. So we put a couple of handfuls of bone meal in there. Give it a nice start. What I do now is just put a little bit of posh muck in there, not too much, just a couple of handfuls, because it's quite thick clay soil here, and we'll put a bit of posh muck in just to give them plants a bit of a chance to get a nice root system going that can burrow through the clay then. Just give it a good mix in now, keeping it all nice and loose then. So we'll take the first one, check it's roughly about level with the level of the lawn. Don't want to go too deep. Now make sure you press it down enough, because you don't want any air between the roots and the soil. So that's what kills the roots straight away, any air pockets. just putting a little bit of this posh muck around there because it looks nice. And might help to, when the rain comes again and washes through it, send a few more nutrients down to the plants. And when you put the water on it as well, that helps it settle down and stops there being any air gaps between the roots and the floor, between the roots and the bottom of the earth. So there we have it, blackcurrants planted. We won't get anything off them new plants this year, but give them a chance to get a nice root system for next year. Yeah, you've got to remember with gardening, it's not always just like ordering something on Amazon and getting it the next day. Sometimes you've got to wait a year, sometimes you've got to wait 2 years, sometimes you've got to wait 5, 10, 15 years. For example, if you plant a wisteria from seed, then you've got to wait 15 years for the first bloom. So that's the, what do they call them? Blackcurrants sorted. Let's go and have a little wander around and see what else there is to do. Here I am using the bottom of an old umbrella to drill a hole, and it makes great little holes for putting in sticks, and you don't have to bang the sticks in too hard then. So I use what's lying around, that's my philosophy. And here's some branches that I pruned off earlier this year, and I'll use these to make a frame, and when they're dried up and it's autumn again, I'll rip them all down and cut them up and put them on the fire. Because I can't see the logic of spending €30 or $30 on wood, on good timber to make frames, and at the end of the day you get €10 worth of vegetables, and so you're already down. Maybe it's just because I'm a tight sod, but it don't make sense to me. So I like to use what's there, what's lying around. As you can see, the spuds are looking very nice indeed. Little tiny bit of slug damage, but nothing to write home about. But one problem I have done is I planted the rows too close together, so they can't do that much earthing up. But I don't see any potatoes, so hopefully they won't be getting destroyed by the light and going green. This little area's still not been planted yet because we've just had that cold, wet weather, so I'm waiting a little while till I plant some stuff in here. But I've got some zucchinis and stuff ready to go in there. But I'll plant them in a few days. Peas are looking good. Got little flowers on them. This probably means they're gonna get pea pods on soon. And now that the weather's warming up a bit, it's shooting up. All those little tendrils are gripping hold of the little thorn bushes are stuck in behind them. And they're looking well. This little hortensia here that I used as a climbing stick for the peas has decided to take root by the looks of it. So there's a little hortensia growing in the peas. Maybe I'll dig that up later, or maybe just leave it, see what happens. It's always a surprise what happens in the garden. I've cleared a bit of space in front of the greenhouse here because this is a hot, sunny, sheltered spot, and behind me I'm gonna just put some warm loving plants there in this little gap, some melons to climb into the tree, and maybe a few tomatoes. See how it goes. This also lets more light come in the greenhouse. I've cut all this bush back and to give the greenhouse as much light as possible. Yeah, it's a nice little corner this. I'll perhaps use those grass sods I dug out from the blackcurrant bushes and put them down here to level this out a bit perhaps. We'll see how it goes. These beans are not looking too well. They just got so battered in the storms. But I seem to be getting affected with aphids now, so maybe I'm going to have to buy some chemicals to spray on there. You can see the ants farming the aphids there. Rolling up my legs as well. So that's it for this lovely 6th of June day. We've got a bit of nice weather forecast, and more can you ask for? Blue sky, sun, 24 degrees, optimal temperature. And what I say is, now we're laughing. Have a great day.